19 Sergeant Central. 19 Sergeant, check.
Flowing down here in the middle of the lanes. You see the large number of units here on scene. Opening that door now, they're going to have that passenger get out. And what they typically like to do.
You are watching Police Chase.
Corbin back, I believe, at Parthenia, where he just blasted right through that. So a really close call there, and again, that's part of the reason why they've been just kind of primarily tracking this from the air. They want this person to calm down, but it's not happening. You know, sometimes we see LAPD back off in hopes that the suspect is going to ease off the gas pedal, not drive so erratically, but it doesn't always work. You know, sometimes they just continue to drive like this, and you know, still no units behind this person. At least he stopped at that.
Wow.
Red light didn't just blow through it like the last one, but he did obviously go through that again, at least coming to a stop at the very least. But we're still southbound on Corbin, so kind of circling back to where this began. I believe it began somewhere near the Pierce College area, southbound on Corbin, crossing Strathern Street right now.
Yeah.
They seem to have him at Sherman Way and DeSoto when this started, like
Right.
at about 9:14. So as you mentioned, he is in the same area. He seems to be staying in the San Fernando Valley around. He mentioned Pierce College. I thought for a minute he could have been going to Northridge,
Right.
University of Northridge, which, good thing, you know, students aren't on campus. So as we've been talking about how there are fewer people out on the streets, where there are a lot of businesses, a lot of taverns.
Oh, what's happening?
We just tried another spike strip right
Got
there,
him.
but it didn't work.
It didn't
and a
work?
bicyclist
Yeah.
there
Oh.
too. Oh
And
gosh.
Yeah, it looked like that did not look successful to me. It was close, but he kind of swerved at the last second. But again, you see, that's now at least 2 spike strip attempts that we've seen. You know, again, I'm not sure how many units they have involved in this chase, but it's a pretty significant amount to be able to get them out in position like that. And hopefully hopefully third time is a charm on this one, as we are on Satakoy Street headed back westbound. So really not too far at all from where you said this began, Pat, right around DeSoto and Sherman Way. As we come up to another major street, this will be Winnetka. You see he's going to have to stop here. Traffic
Whoa.
flying by. LAPD eyeing him from the opposite side. We'll see what he does, if he's just going to kind of, you know, give him the eye here. But,
They're
well,
right behind him.
a bunch of units coming through now at this point. Yeah,
You know what?
pretty.
Guys, would you say he's getting more reckless as we've been on the air? I mean, he's making these crazy turns.
And maybe that's
For
why
wrong-
police re-engaged him, huh, Desmond?
Yeah, I think, yes, I think that is going to be the case. There's just a couple of units behind him now at this point, as we're on Stagg Street. So back into a small residential zone here, up to 40 miles an hour on this narrow street, a dark, narrow street. I just have to see if LAPD is anywhere nearby that they can do the spike strip. But you did see a couple of units there. They're not far behind now, so they may be re-engaging. A narrow street, going to go kind of flying right by a couple of vehicles here. A lot of apartments here, really kind of dense residential area, and back out onto Satakoy
Satakoy.
Street. So, you know, this guy is kind of hanging around the same neighborhoods where he's been most of the time, not getting on any freeways or anything like that. So hopefully he has something kind of predictable enough, like I said, that CHP will get out there, or not CHP, LAPD will flatten his tires and get
Oh,
this
look at
over
this.
with. You saw that, there was a unit right there at Satakoy and Mason, but it looked like he was on maybe the wrong side of the street, or not quite in position. So this is definitely a stubborn one right now. Pat Juan, this reckless driving suspect.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that he's away from those more narrow neighborhood streets, Desmond. These are wider streets, as you see there in the San Fernando Valley. Back onto Satakoy Street, a driver wanted for reckless driving. As far as we know, Desmond, just one person in that car, or unknown at this point?
Yeah, unknown at this point. Haven't heard any word about how many suspects are in the vehicle.
look at this.
Right through another red light, really close there. just, I got to tell you guys, after covering so many pursuits, even when I have a green light, I kind of have a tendency to slow down through some major intersections for this very reason, because we've just seen this so many times, so many close calls and so many, horrible crashes with innocent people, because these suspects just go blasting through these red lights. And we continue on to Satakoy Street, coming back into the Woodland Hills area. If he continues, Satakoy will dead end in the West Hills area. I believe it goes over towards Valley Circle before it terminates there. So no real necessarily rhyme and reason, but it has primarily been in the West San Fernando Valley the whole time.
Yeah, and he's back on Satakoy Street. That's a very familiar thoroughfare for this driver. This evening, he's ended up on Satakoy a number of times. And, we certainly can't get into these drivers' heads and try to figure out why this person is still running from police when at first he was wanted for reckless driving. So, by now he's racked up quite a few charges. Making a left turn, that's right. And he's on Vassar.
Yeah.
Vassar. And that's
Vassar Avenue. Yeah, another.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Maybe this is where, look at that, the gate opens. I guess maybe this is where the guy lives. Let's see how close LAPD is. I see some red and blue lights. So we're going to try to get into position. It looks like, well, you can see they have the spotlight overhead, so he's not going to get away from the units in the air, but he may be hoping to buy a little bit of time and then get out of the car and run, and I think that's what he's going to do. We're going to try to get behind this building here. We see another person out there, and here he goes. On the run and into the apartment building. Telling me this is almost certainly where this person lives. You saw the gate open there. Usually requires a clicker or something like that. And away this person goes. We'll see, going to go into a unit there, a waiting unit. So this is, either his house or maybe his girlfriend's house or a friend's house or something like that off of Vassar Avenue in Woodland Hills. So you saw the spotlight. They know the unit that this guy went into, and LAPD is going to go in and they're going to surround the building here, make sure that there's only one way in and out so that they have the advantage, and just going to have to see what happens. This might turn into a standoff, Pat and Juan.
Yeah, and great job, Desmond, keeping that suspect right there in the center of your shot. We were able to see it, so did our viewers. The guy run right into that apartment, and as you said, this looks, Pat, to me like a gated community, especially since that gate opened up when the car got closer. So really nowhere else for him to go. Maybe he's trying to settle some things before he is eventually taken away, but police know where he's at, and now they're going
they're
to
right at the
approach.
End. Is that an officer,
I
Desmond?
think so.
Right at the
okay. and Pat and Juan, I wanted to mention too, it looked like I didn't see the guy sitting there fiddling with his keys or anything like that. He just went right in. Makes me think that there might have been somebody inside waiting, for him with the door unlocked to welcome him home. So unless, he left his door unlocked, highly unlikely. So here we are off of Vassar Avenue, south of Satakoy Street. All the units in response. The airship overhead, they have this person pinned down. They're going to have units out on Vassar Street as well, just to make sure this guy doesn't try to jump out the window or do something crazy like that.
And look at the neighbors.
So,
there are neighbors coming out, obviously.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got a low-flying helicopter overhead and a spotlight on your apartment complex. Neighbors are definitely going to start to come out and say, what the heck is going on? And they'll turn on KCAL and they'll see exactly what's happening right now.
And, we don't want to alarm people and obviously say things that we don't quite know. But this still could be, it's a serious situation now, and it could be a dangerous situation somewhat, simply because of just how much he wanted to get away from officers and all the illegal moves he was making, and then the fact that he would bail out of the vehicle and run from officers inside, and that could be present a very tenuous situation in terms of officers even trying to approach.
Right.
And
for whoever else is in that apartment too. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, there they go,
Well,
Desmond.
here they come now with weapons drawn. You see 4 officers coming up, so we'll just have to see how they're going to approach this, fairly delicate situation. They don't know who else is inside. See him kicking on the door here. Yeah, kind of doing some Bruce Lee kicks there.
No question.
Pounded that door right open. So here they go. Here they go in with force and guns drawn. And, let's just hope that nobody innocent in there makes any sudden moves, and that we see the suspect come out in handcuffs here momentarily.
Did they make an entry? It's really, really dark, so I can't really tell from here. I can still see a lot of officers outside.
Maybe they can't without a search warrant.
Well,
Maybe
they
they
kicked
gotta
in the
do-
door.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
look.
There's somebody.
That's somebody that was
That's a
definitely not
woman.
the suspect. But yeah, I mean, the officer just kicked the door in.
Yeah.
I can't remember last time I've seen that, but they're going to detain her right now. She was acting like she doesn't know what's going on. And here you see some other
look.
officers. It looks like coming up the other side of the stairwell.
Right to the right,
Again, just kind of overwhelming force right now.
to the
But,
right of your
They're going to have to
screen.
go through. Yeah, they're going to have to go through and clear the apartment, and they don't know if this person is armed or not. This was a reckless driving suspect. This was not this wasn't one of the more serious felony charges that we often see. So that may be of some comfort to officers, but we still have no idea if this person has a knife or if they have a gun in the home or anything like that. So now
They're
we're gonna have
making
several
entry.
officers going in, and there's the suspect.
They've got
All
him.
right. It looks like they're getting him up against the wall right now, and we can officially put this one at an end. And fortunately, after that tense situation and the crazy driving, we didn't see any crashes or innocent people harmed in this. And it looks like one suspect is now in custody, Pat and Juan.
Okay, I don't want to speculate again, but it almost seems Desmond and Juan asked this question in terms of maybe they knew something else.